Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. This is your brother Yahweh Call from the Great Millstone, Orlando camp. And just back through the spirit with some news and prophecies. All right, prophecies coming to pass, prophecies being set in motion. All right. You know, which are watching the prophecies, looking at the prophecies is our indicator, our measuring stick in regards to how close we are to Yahweh Shai's return, you know, because like the scriptures say, before we obtain immortality, the day of doom must take place. All right, the day of doom has to happen, you know, and that day of doom going into pursuant to Jeremiah 37, Daniel 12:1. All right, a time where all hell is going to be breaking loose on the earth. All right, and the worst place to be, or the worst judgments, are going to be here in Babylon real soon. All right, Lord willing, sooner than soon. You know, so the stage is being set. All right, you know, with that being said, perilous times we're coming into. All right, we're already in perilous times. But it's only going to get worse from here. You know, the scriptures talk about the beginning of sorrows. All right. People think the worst is behind us, you know, and they have this normalcy bias spirit, you know, but little do these people know, man. Again, it's only going to get worse. I'm going to grab this. I don't want to quote too much. I'm going to grab this because like I just said, people think that the worst is behind us as far as, you know, dealing with the whole demic and, you know, being 6 feet apart, social distancing and all that nonsense, all that bullshit. But we haven't seen anything yet. All right, matter of fact, let me start up with this, and then I'm going to come to this. Sagages 15. Sagages 15. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, because wickedness is at an all-time high. All right, this is the worst, most wicked that earth has ever been. You know, and you just gotta imagine. I always say you just gotta think what type of judgments the Lord is bringing, because the Lord has destroyed. He's done far worse for much less. You know, hey, look at the flood. You know, wickedness got so to a point where the Lord, he was just, you know, the Lord is just like, enough is enough. You know, factory reset, right? Save Noah and his family. You know, so the world is in trouble, and again, especially America. You know, these simple Babylonians, like I said, they're in this normalcy bias spirit. You know, they just think that they can't be touched, nothing's going to happen. And they got all these distractions going on, you know, all these shit shows like the Olympics and whatnot. People are distracted, right? Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Because we are coming into a time of complete lawlessness, complete total anarchy, all right? It's just going to get to a point where people are going to take matters into their own hands. As I always say, people are going to go about things the ski mask way, if you know what I mean. All right. It says, and we're already seeing this little by little. All right. The times are waxing worse. Things are just getting more evil. You know. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So once people really come to that realization, which, again, because we are close, you know, because this is already happening now. People are already starting to see that, man, these people that are set up in these positions that are, you know, you have these local politicians, these governors, mayors, you know, so on and so forth. People that are set up to look on the behalf of that average citizens, all right, civilians. And the civilians they're starting to realize that, hey man, you know, these people are full of shit. So that's why eventually it's going to get to a point people are going to take matters into their own hands, you know. Where was I at? Yeah, these elections, man. These upcoming, or should I say, selections. These upcoming selections. It's going to be real interesting to see how this plays out. You know, because I'm paying attention to this. What's going on in Venezuela right now? Which I got this video here by Patrick Humphrey. He's going to touch on some things. Because as it recently came out, dealing with the uproars of the people over there in Venezuela. Pretty much, for those that don't know, just a brief rundown. Both sides are claiming, because they just had their, I guess you could say, presidential elections. I don't know what they call them over there, but basically they just had their presidential selections. All right, and both sides claim fraud. All right, because I don't know the dude's name. More than likely he's a puppet, but more than likely, and that's why I said it's a selection. We all know by now when it comes to these elections, they're really selections. These are puppets set up by the international bankers. So basically, the individual that won the selections, all right, people are in an uproar because they're claiming both sides. Both sides are claiming victory. People are tearing shit up over there in Venezuela right now because they want to see the data. They want to see the information, because it's all a shit show. It's all a shit show. And that's just a prelude to what's coming over here. All right. Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, was it Nigeria? I think it was Nigeria. That's another place that's in uproar right now. As of recent, because you got all these places in an uproar, but as of most recent, I believe Nigeria as well, because of the price of living, man. The price of living is soaring high. So those Nigerians are protesting. Again, just another prelude to what's coming here to America. Verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because martial law will be enacted. All right, something's going to happen to where it's going to be justified in shutting things down. All right, and unlike 2020, 2021, where after a period of time, little by little, they started letting up. Eventually things opened back up, and for the most part, a lot of people didn't take those lockdowns serious anyways. A lot of people didn't take the curfews. People didn't take that shit serious. So when these lockdowns come back again, and it's the real deal, all right, hey, you best believe whatever troops that they bring over here, all right, listen, they're going to shoot first and ask questions later. They're not going to be playing games with these simple Babylonians. And Esau, these patriotic Edomites, they know this, and this is why they're prepping. Because just to show you how dumb, to show you how, well, Esau's dumb too. He's not so bright. But to show you how dumb Jake is, Jake is so optimistic, Jake just has no idea what's going on, what's getting ready to happen. And here it is, Esau has a little sense, because he's pessimistic, which that's the opposite of optimism. Esau, he sees the writing on the wall. He sees his kingdom going down. This is why they're like the scriptures say, the sword is being sharpened. Esau, he's getting ready. All right, as he should. This, like how Shai said, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. So naturally, you should fight for your kingdom. Esau should fight for his kingdom. This ain't our kingdom. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Verse 18: for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So you see, man. All right, because again, the pride of these simple Babylonians, they think they can't be touched. They just think that, like I said, the worst is behind and we're just going to get back to quote unquote normal. Nah, man, we haven't seen anything yet. And again, just paying attention to prophecy, the Lord is moving everything into place. The Lord is doing a lot of things, man, from the decrees that are going out, certain decrees that are going out, and just how things are operating in the spirit as far as the body, and just in general with the prophecy. Man, the Lord is moving. All right, the Lord is making moves, man, big moves, But I'm gonna go to this. We're gonna play this video, and where's it at? That's in Zephaniah 2 and 15. Zephaniah 2 and 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelleth that dwelt carelessly, talking about America. All right. That said in her heart, I am, and there is none else beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand, because, hey, and we're already seeing this, been seeing this, the decline of Babylon the Great, this great empire, the golden cup in the Lord's hand, at one point, this was the place to be, the American dream, right? The whole shebang, all right, the whole 9 yards. But over the years, and especially as of recently, this bitch has been going down the drain even faster. Like some say, circling the drain. You let the water drain. It's a slow start, but the more that water drains, man, it gets quicker. It starts to drain quicker towards the end. So especially as of recent, man, this once great city, this great nation, it's becoming an astonishment, a byword, a proverb, but this rejoicing city, and that's only because for now people still have access to these distractions, because a lot of people, they're just playing the funk, man. These people are really miserable. They're really miserable. They just still have their distractions. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna play this video. I'm gonna play 10-12 minutes of it.
This big breaking emergency news. I was just sent a letter, and this letter is warning law enforcement around the country. This is a letter from the Department of Homeland Security warning law enforcement around the country that, quote, green lights have been given for attacks inside the U.S., right? This is a urgent warning. Multiple major U.S. cities are under threat right now. And we also have big news going on as well with the Biden administration. Biden just authorized thousands of U.S. Marines to be sent to the Middle East and Israel right now. This is a live situation.
I'm sure he's going to mention it. But just in case he doesn't, just as far as the situation that's going on right now with, because there's all this back and forth between Israel, Hamas, which basically Iran, all right, because all these proxy cliques, all these, back and forth between the state of Israel and all the Hamas and, all the Houthis, and, these are all Iran-backed groups. So basically all this back and forth between Israel and Iran, there's a lot of escalation, a major escalation. All right, Lord willing, there's about to be a major shift in prophecy, because we all know, all right, once Israel and Iran really start going at it, that's going to draw the big dogs into the picture. Russia, America, which Russia backs Iran. America backs the state of Israel, those Israelis, right? And it's being said, as far as a major attack, because the last attack that Israel conducted on, who was it? I think it was Hamas, which, like I said, nevertheless, is still a Iran-backed proxy group. So, nevertheless, that last attack, they killed, I think it was a top general, and they've been vowing revenge. They've been vowing revenge, and it's just to a point now where it's like, when are y'all gonna, do something for real? All these little, pussycat little attacks here and there. When are y'all actually gonna do something? But in due time, because like I said, eventually these escalations, man, eventually they're gonna is gonna. And I was just thinking about, just be meditating on it, because the scriptures the Lord emphasizes on sudden destruction, because we hear about attacks here and there, breaking news here and there, but eventually this is gonna be, oh shit, it's gonna be that oh shit moment, it's gonna be something big out the blue, out of nowhere. Let me get this. Because I'll admit, to put myself out there, and like I said, I'll admit, I'll be real with the church, because I'm dealing with, the Lord is put me through, He's got me going through something right now, because when the Lord puts you through certain things, oftentimes you just got to meditate. Why am I going through this? Is this just a test? Did I do something? You know, is it something that the Lord wants me to see? You know, it could be a number of things. And, you know, the Lord's got me going through a little situation. Nothing big, you know, but it's just, the Lord's got me go through something. And while I was just meditating on it, it was just like, okay, yeah, I was, you know, I've been slacking a little bit on certain things. You know, I've been slacking. And one of the things I've been slacking, man, because shit, like I said, you know, as far as this, you know, yeah, because it's easy to get caught up, man. You know, you hear these rumors time in and time out, and it's just like, all right, you know, whenever it happens, it happens. You kind of just brush it off. You don't pay too much attention to it. You know, and I got caught up in that spirit of, you know, well, hey, y'all always talking about this and that, and, you know, but no, man, you know, yeah, this is major news, man. I'm gonna get this, because again, eventually it's gonna go from rumor to just all out, the something big. Whatever it is, it's gonna happen eventually. It's not gonna be too much back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No, eventually the big thing is eventually you're gonna have the straw to break the camel's back. Eventually. So in Ezekiel 7:25, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. You know, and that's why a lot of Jake's in the truth, you know, and 2/3, you know. And like I said, like I just put myself out there, because we can get in that spirit sometimes, like, man, you know, it's just, you know, another rumor, you know, because we quote it too often, you know, the wars and rumors of wars. You know, everyone and their mama knows those scriptures talking about wars and rumors of wars. So we hear these rumors after rumors, you know, and it's just like, all right, well, just another rumor, you know. And sometimes, and I'm speaking for myself, you know, sometimes we just get caught up and we kind of just brush it under the rug. We just, all right, it's just another rumor, you know. But no, man, eventually, hey, it's gonna be something will happen, right? Reading on, it says, then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. That's not the one I wanted. The one I wanted was in Jeremiah, which is the spirit, because it tells you this. Yeah, Jeremiah 51:46. It says, unless your heart faint. So that's exactly like I said, you know, because, you know, and the scriptures tell us to faint not, you know, because listen, we're tired, you know. Jake is tired, so it's easy to get in that spirit of just, you know, tapping out, man. You know, but that's why, you know, if the Lord is with you, if he's dealing with you, he's going to make sure, hey, you know, he's going to hit you with that quick jab in the fifth rib or something. He's going to jolt your ass, man. He's going to bring you back to life, man. He's going to do something, you know, to revive that hope, you know, because the scriptures say, let me get it, and I'm going to come back to this. And I can't look it up since I don't have internet on this phone, but Proverbs 13:12, hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. So you see, the Lord has his ways of reviving us, you know. He has his way of he has his ways of bringing us back to life, because we get tired. We get, last of days ago, we get, you know, we get bored. You know, we just get tired, man. You know. But that's why the Lord, he revives our hope, and he has his ways. All right, he has his ways of, you know, reminding us, hey, you're slacking, you know. But the point being, it said hope deferred maketh the heart sick. Now, when you go into that, it says the hope deferred, you know, it goes into a delay, because it seems like the Lord is just taking his time. You know, it seems like the Lord is kicking the can down the road. You know, he just, you know, it seems like the Lord is taking his sweet time, you know. So that hope deferred, it makes the heart sick, man. You know, because we want this bitch to be destroyed yesterday. It's like, damn, Lord, you know, like, how long? The $1 million question, right? How long? You know, well, the answer is not long at all. All right. A few more prophecies, man. We're there, you know. Going back to Jeremiah 51:46. Unless your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that, in another year, shall come a rumor. So you see, all these rumors, man, you know, it just gets to a point where it's like, God damn, when are y'all gonna do something? You know, y'all talking this shit, man. Do something, man. You know, we tired of hearing this shit. Like, come on with it already. You know, like, God damn, y'all talking all this shit. Like I said, the so-called Iranians, y'all been vowing. Even before the death of the General Soleimani a couple of years ago, even before that, y'all niggas been talking about fucking, we're gonna get our revenge. When are y'all gonna do something? You know, y'all talking all that shit, man. But we know it's everything is on the Lord's timeline. You know, it says, so all these rumors come in 1 year. 1 year comes, another year. You know, it's just like, man. Reading on, it says, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. So you see, man, all these rumors, all this escalation, all this back and forth, eventually violence is going to break out. Eventually something's going to happen. That straw to break the camel's back. All right. The straw to break the camel's back, man. Violence is eventually going to break out. All right. So I'm going to play some more.
Also, a destroyer group being sent to the Middle East as well, right? So live situations happening, thousands of U.S. Marines being deployed, and we also have explosions happening as well inside of Michigan, all right, due to F-16 fighter jets. We will get to that in just a little bit too, but we have lots of big breaking news, okay? We have this letter that has been sent from the Department of Homeland Security, and this is a message from the Chief Intelligence Officer. All right, this is big. They're warning that, quote, green light attacks have been authorized inside the U.S. We are also seeing terror suspects from overseas being detained at the southern border right now, right? So there's a lot of big news going on, and this all goes hand in hand with what's happening internationally as well, right? We're seeing all these fronts advancing, okay? Just right now, we have Biden. He just authorized over 2,500 Marines from the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, right, to be sent to the Middle East right now to defend the region against and respond to an Iranian attack.
Now, it's coming out how, certain people, certain places are getting these letters, man, as far as the signing up for the military draft. If you don't comply, you can get a fine, such and such, or jail time, such and such, whatever, Hey, man, we're in those times, man, Lord willing. As it's been taught by our apostles, hey, there's a military draft is coming, So with that being said, hey, that's why I said in the beginning, the Spirit had me say, hey, stay prayed up, stay prayed up, because I feel, just speaking as a man, because there's definitely something going on. I know brothers are highly agitated right now. Brothers are highly vexed, it's almost like there's just this heavy feeling of just sorrow. Brothers are just really like, you want to crash out for real. I know there's just a heavy spirit on brothers right now. There's a lot on brothers' shoulders, a lot on brothers' minds. But I feel, speaking as a man, the Lord is really, like I've said, the Lord is doing something. He's working. And I feel, just speaking as a man, the Lord has it to where, like I said, just that spirit of heaviness is really on brothers, man, because he's really, really, I feel the Lord is really putting the finishing touches on brothers, man. The Lord is putting those finishing touches. He's touching brothers up, putting the last few nicks here and there, to where when this time comes of just all hell breaks loose, brothers are going to be ready, So I feel that the Lord is putting all whatever brothers are going through, he's doing. It's like he's just doing it all now, So he doesn't have to drag this shit. Well, the Lord's not dragging it, but because like I said, it feels like the Lord is just beating a dead horse sometimes. That's how it feels. But it's like the Lord is really putting the finishing touches on brothers, because we're close, man. Lord willing, we're close, man. Yahweh, we are close. So it's like the Lord is getting all that bitchness out of us now. Whatever, hey, those finishing touches. But I'm gonna play on.
This big. He just got off the phone with Netanyahu, right? And he is warning. This is what he said. It says the president discussed efforts to support Israel's defense against threats, including against ballistic missiles, drones, and to include new defensive U.S. military deployments. All right, so he is making a commitment to have U.S. military deployments in this region, and he's saying it's to defend against Iran and their groups, okay? And he's saying that 12 surface ships are being deployed, and also over 2,500 U.S. Marines have also been deployed as well, right? So this is big. We're having destroyer groups, and they're sending it all over there right now, right? They're sending the whole squad over there. There's a dozen ships being sent to the Mediterranean Sea, right? So this is big, and we could see something pop off in the next 48 hours. And also, all U.S. naval vessels have been withdrawn from the Red Sea due to a possible Iranian attack, right? So all U.S. vessels have been evacuated from this region as well. Even shipping vessels are no longer traveling through this region, right? So live situation, 2,500 U.S. Marines are now in the arena and in the theater as well. And we're going to see a lot more happen, I believe, maybe over the weekend or maybe at the beginning of the week, right? And this goes hand in hand with what we are seeing right now. We are having this letter that was sent by law enforcement, right? This is from the DHS. They've sent a nationwide letter to all the different police departments warning them of, quote, green light attacks inside the U.S., right? This is big. I'm going to read some stuff from this memo. And we also have 3 Palestinians that were just arrested with terror ties that were detained after illegally crossing the U.S. southern border, right? And agents are overwhelmed in the San Diego sector right now where they cross.
We are going to go over common pieces of career advice that job seekers get and
shut up.
Now where they crossed. And now in this memo, we are being warned that these groups that are coming across our U.S. southern border are now being given a, quote, green light for attacks inside the U.S. and on law enforcement officials.
Let me get this real quick in jail. Actually, I think it's this chapter, Jeremiah 51. Because America, the virgin daughter, oh, she's about to get her cherry popped. All right. This virgin daughter Babylon is about to get her cherry popped brutally. Yeah, Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and 13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. So you see, man, Babylon, she is at her end. All right, like I quoted earlier, the golden cup. Babylon has been the golden cup in the Lord's hand. Well, hey, her shine is over. All right, her time is through. All right, this bitch is played out, man. And you know how it is. You know. Let's be honest. You brothers, you deal with certain of these women, man. Eventually, it's all sweet, cute, and shit in the beginning, but eventually the bitch gets played out, man. The shit gets old. Babylon, she's through. All right, she's played out. She's old, man. She's an old hag. She's done. Verse 14 is the point. It says, the Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. And that reminds me of this one cat. What was that, last year? The one cat that got and there was a video. The video came out, about this one cat, man. He was talking shit like, hey, y'all don't know who I am? Y'all don't know who I am? Well, y'all gonna find out real soon. Y'all gonna find out. Roughly paraphrasing what he said, but hey, we haven't heard about him since. Supposedly this guy was on a terror watch list or whatever. He's been arrested. He was in prison. He was locked up for some time, 10 years or 12 years, something like that. There's gonna be many more guys like him and worse. All right. They let all those Venezuelans out of those prisons, and they sent them over here. And it's cold because Iran and Venezuela, they have close ties. So that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. Venezuela and Iran having close ties, that's not a coincidence. But nevertheless, the point being, it says, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars. Now, what do caterpillars do? They destroy the vegetation. All right. That's what the caterpillars do. They destroy the surrounding vegetation. So what do you think these sleeper cells, in other words, all right, they're just waiting on the green light. They're just waiting on the green light, man. You know, and make no mistake about it. This is just Esau's play of words, you know, because he tries to use our people for the face of terror and this and that. But listen, you got Chinese, so-called Chinese, uh, so-called Arabs, all nations, man, coming over here, man. You know, so-called immigrants through those borders, man. They just try to put the face of terror blame on our people, as usual. But yeah, that's what caterpillars do. They destroy the vegetation. So we're gonna see that. That's what we're gonna see here in America. All right, destruction from the infrastructure. You know, it's about to get bad out this bitch, man.
All right, so this is big. We also have part of this memo. It says, quote, the San Diego Field Office Intelligence Unit assesses that individuals inspired by or reacting to the current Israel-Hamas conflict may attempt to travel to or from the area of hostilities in the Middle East via transit across the southwest border. It also says, quote, foreign fighters motivated by ideology or mercenary soldiers of fortune may attempt to travel to or from the U.S., to or from countries in the Middle East through Mexico. All right, so they're warning that these groups are entering the U.S. right now, and we also have these U.S. destroyer groups in the Middle East, all right, and 2,500 U.S. Marines there right now. So all these things are tied together while our U.S. border is wide open, and now we could see attacks inside the U.S., right? And they are warning that they have credible intel that groups from Venezuela are, quote, greenlighting attacks inside the U.S. right now. Right, this is what this memo that was just put out. We have a screenshot here of this memo that was leaked. Right, this is a memo that was sent out across the country to multiple different police departments: Denver Police Department, Chicago, Albuquerque.
And that could be justification for, because you know there was a point in time when, like, the law enforcement, they didn't, because you know ever since the this whole 9/11 went down, that was a justification for basically militarizing the police force, you know, because there was a point in time, listen, how you see policemen now, they weren't all, tactical, and, even you see that even now in certain places, in certain countries, right? Where the local law enforcement, they don't have guns and, battering rams and none of that, man. The most they got is, some batons, some sticks, some bats, But you see, like I said, that whole 9/11 thing, that was a justification of the militarizing the law enforcement, And I just say that to say, with this, because the green light has been given for all out attacks on law enforcement, so that could be another justification on, because we know and understand. Like the scripture say, matter of fact, I think it's in this chapter, actually. Jeremiah 51. I think it's in this chapter. Jeremiah 51, or it might be 50. Yeah, Jeremiah 51 and 30. Matter of fact, let's start at 29. Jeremiah 51 and 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. Now, ultimately when the missiles come, all right, like I read in that, what was that, Zephaniah 2:15, the rejoicing city, how's the land become a desolation? Because even before the missiles, the Lord's going to lay this bitch out, all right? He's going to make this place a flat land. All these high-rise buildings, downtown areas, high-rise buildings and whatnot, 5, 6, 20-story buildings, man, the Lord is about to lay this bitch waste before the missiles come. You see, the Lord is going to perform his purpose, his will, and a part of his will is making a statement through Babylon's judgment. You see, the Lord is going to make it. I say this all the time. The Lord is going to make a statement. He's going to prove a point with Babylon's destruction. The judgments that are coming to Babylon, to America, the Lord is going to make a big statement. All right. And it's going to, like I said, man, the land shall tremble in sorrow. People are going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, because, these people, they're soft, man. They're soft, they're weak, docile, they're dumb, feminine, emotional. We get tired of seeing that shit. And it's personal for brothers, I know, because, we've been there, we've been in that spirit, that Queen of Heaven spirit, that, you know, just that worship of women's spirit, just that weak ass shit, man. That's why it's personal. Whenever you hear brothers talk about certain topics and they get extra passionate, it's more than likely it's because they've been through that shit. Like me, when the whole topic of being a fucking simp, that shit pisses me the hell off because I've been there. You know, been a fucking simp, man. You know, being wrapped around the fucking woman's finger, man. Hey, I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, we've been there. But, you know, it's just certain things, it's extra personal for brothers, man. Brothers get extra passionate when it comes to speaking on certain topics because we've been there. And Tawadi Halba Shemal Shai took us out of that bullshit, man. You know? So like I was saying, just seeing this whole weak-ass, simp-ass, beta-ass, emotional, effeminate-ass culture, it's sickening, man. You know? It's sickening. You know? These people don't have especially when it comes to these so-called men, because just because you have a rod between your legs, it don't make you a man, you know. But these so-called men out here, man, they're just it's sickening, man. You know, it's a vexation. It's a vexation of spirit, man. You know, you know, people know. You know, I was up north. I was in New York recently, and one of the things that I picked up on was the law enforcement, you know, and up there, it was like, oh my God, you know, this is how they do it up here. And what do I mean? Man, they had because, you know, you had up there, up north, man, in New York, man, you got a lot of law enforcement, NYPD. There's a lot of that shit up there, you know, a lot of cops. But you'll be surprised because it's a lot of women, you know, a lot of women cops, man. It's like, oh shit. You know, there's a lot of women cops, man, female cops, you know, and it's like, I'm just thinking like, man, that's not good. That's not good whatsoever. You know, and up there, especially up there, up north, man, especially in New York, man, there's always, you know, 911 calls going out. Hey, it's getting bad up there, man. It's getting bad. I remember I was at a park. I forgot where I was. I was in a general area of a park. You know, one day, and I got home. When I got to where I was staying, I was looking on I was just looking on I forgot what news app I was looking on, but that same area that I was just in a couple of hours earlier, it was like a stabbing or shooting or something happened. Judgment took place. I was like, damn, I was just over there. You know, yeah, man, it's getting bad up there, man. But it's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna spread like wildfire everywhere. It's going to get bad everywhere, you know. But I was just making a point because you got all those female officers, man. It's like, oh, shit. And a lot of them are out of shape, thick, fat rolls. You know, it's like, man, this place is through, man. You know, just America in general, you know. Just this whole weak-ass, effeminate-ass, docile-ass spirit that's on these Babylonians, man. And that includes the military. We've seen the videos that have been coming out over the years as far as, you know, people in the military, man. You know, they're not there to fight a war. They're just there for the benefits. So you got a lot of soy boys. You know, them women that get drafted, man, or they get into the military, they're only there for a purpose. All right? And I'm going to just keep it at that. You know, they're just there for a purpose. But nevertheless, overall, the shit is weak. All right? America's weak all around. From the military, law enforcement, you know, it's just all around weak. That's why I'm reading this in Jeremiah 51 and 30. Because, hey, these motherfuckers, they're not going to be up to the task of when they get the green light to, hey, shoot on sight, kill, you know, murder, death, right? These Babylonians, they're not going to be with it, you know. These people that serve in the military, all right, whoever they bring out here, the National Guard, whoever, you know, they're not going to be up for the job. And that's why they're sending their asses overseas. Like he just mentioned, you know, you got those Marines going over there. Because shit's heating up. You know, shit is heating up. You know? But, hey, as America is being sent out, who do you think, hey, that's leaving America wide open. Who do you think is going to come in through the back door? Who's been coming in through the back door? Them foreign troops. Right? Which them cats, they ain't going to play no games with these Babylonians, man. They're not going to play games with these Babylonians. Like I said earlier, hey, it's going to be shoot first. You ain't even going to ask questions. They're just going to shoot. They're just going to kill for fun. They're going to kill for sport. Because they can. You know, because, hey, all these nations, man, make no mistake about it, all these nations want to get their hands on Babylon, man. You know, that's why, hey, like it says, the scriptures tell you, man, the least of the flock shall draw them out, hey. Because, hey, all these nations, because, again, once with this whole situation with Israel and Iran, listen, you know, America somehow, some way, shape, form, fashion is going to get dragged into this war. And all these other nations that hate America, hey, man, that's going to be their chance. That's going to be their opportunity. Because a lot of these nations, the majority of these nations, these countries, they hate America, man. Everyone hates America. You know, you got America's own citizens crying out against Babylon, man. You know, America's own people is crying out against this place. But the point being, in verse 30, it says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. So you see, man, these motherfuckers, man, they're about to be not even calling out. They're just going to go AWOL. A lot of motherfuckers, they ain't going to be showing up to work. They're just going to quit. You know, because, hey, you make no mistake about it. Especially when it comes to these law enforcement, man, they got a lot of blood on their hands. And they got to get their they got to get their due just too. The Lord's going to deal with their asses too. You know, the Lord has it out for them too. Believe it or not. You know, a lot of, 2/3 that have been killed, murdered in cold blood by the hand of these officers, these cops, all these cop killings. Hey, man, these cops, they got to pay too. So, hey, the Lord has it out for them too. The Lord's going to punch their ticket too. So they're going to get theirs too. Again, that's why a lot of them they're going to say, man, fuck this. A lot of them are going to quit. A lot of them are just going to stop showing up. They're just going to go AWOL. They're going to hide out, whatever. But either way, all these so-called tough guys, law enforcement, you could be an MMA fighter, the military, whatever. You know, they're going to say, fuck this shit. And like I said, they're going to be as women. You know, and a woman, man, she's weak as hell, man. She's weak as hell. A woman, hey, you know what scares a woman? A woman should get scared of her own shadow. You know, she gets something scared out of, anything scares a woman. You know, anything frightens a woman. You know, so how much, hey, like when the scriptures say that hey, a man shall be as a woman, man, what type of fear is the Lord going to bring on this place? What type of dread is the Lord going to bring? Like I read earlier, hey, this place is going to tremble. It's going to be sorrow, man. It's going to be scary. And you just got to think, what is the Lord going to do? What is he going to bring? You know, man, I can't wait to see this shit play out, man. But I'm going to play some more.
New York, all right, multiple different police departments are on high alert and red alert right now. San Diego, all right, you can see here's a screenshot of this memo. It says, this is a Department of Homeland Security memo. It says, please see attached Officer Safety Awareness Bulletin from the Albuquerque Police Department. They have received information from federal partners regarding possible, quote, green light attacks on law enforcement from the TDA criminal organization operating in Denver, Colorado. Right? It says credible human sources from Colorado provided.
Hey, man, 911 is going out of business. All right? And a lot of you women, hey, man, a lot of you women are in trouble, especially a lot of you women. Because like I just mentioned, being up north, being in New York, I see a lot of, I've seen a lot of female cops. To be honest, I don't think I've seen one male cop, to be honest. Now that I'm speaking on it, I'm thinking about it. I don't think I've seen one male cop, to be honest. And if I did, he had to be overweight, fat, out of shape. But I don't think I've seen one male cop in New York when I was up there. That's crazy. Because bitches are crying out, I don't need a man now. But, hey, they're quick to call 911, And you just so happen to get through 911. You're hoping it's a man that shows up. You're hoping it's a big, strong, muscular, tatted man to come save the day. Listen, to you women, man, listen, that's why it will behoove you to just submit yourself to a man of the Lord, man, because he's going to be your meal ticket, Man, listen, brothers are already valuable as it is, It's just the world doesn't know it yet. The world doesn't see it yet. Yet, that's the key word, But brothers, your value is about to skyrocket through the roof, man. Your value is about to be made known. I was just talking to I was just talking to a brother last night. We was talking, chopping it up. I remember telling him, because this is where my mind has been at for a long time, and hell, we talked about this last camp. Me and other brothers, we talked about this last Saturday at the camp. Like, hey man, the Lord, and this is why the Lord is raising brothers up, because certain topics like Isaiah 4:1, at one point that used to, let's be real, that used to make brothers excited. That used to hype us up, like, oh shit, brothers used to get excited about Isaiah 4:1, right? But now we speak about Isaiah 4:1. I know me, when I have to, when that topic comes up, I'm to a point where it's just like, I gotta talk about this shit, I gotta talk about it, because it's still a part of the doctrine. It's still, hey, you still gotta talk about it. When you first found out about Isaiah 4:1 and topics like that, man, Isaiah 32, right? That shit, man, brothers could talk about that all day. But it just gets to a point, we mature, we grow, That shit is not important. It's gonna come, it's gonna come regardless. Like I said, I'm to a point, if I have to talk about that topic, it's just like, just because we're not worried about that shit, man. We're not worried about it. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. And the Lord, hey, he's gonna bring it to brothers, because, hey, we were talking about this last Saturday. Hey, brothers, y'all, brothers were all excited and shit. When we used to bring those topics up, man, brothers are all excited, and when it actually comes, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. And it's like, nah, man, y'all was talking all that talk, right? Y'all was excited, right? Nah. What you gonna do when I bring all these women? It's gonna be men, women, and children. But yeah, y'all was talking all that talk, right? What y'all gonna do? I'm gonna bring all these women. And me, my attitude, I've been this way for a long time. I'm already aggravated, because brothers that deal with women, brothers know, man, one woman alone is enough. And me personally, I don't have a tolerance for a lot of shit, man. My tolerance is real low. My tolerance is real low, man. That's why I be saying, like, man, I don't want spiritual power, man. Unless I'm in a position to where I really need it. And that's another thing, brothers, when the topic of spiritual power comes, brothers get excited. Brothers want the spiritual power. I don't want the spiritual power, to be honest. Unless I'm in a position where I really need it, That's for me personally. I'm just speaking for myself. That's one thing. I can wait for the kingdom. I can wait for the kingdom. Lord willing, when we're changed in those new bodies, I can wait. But listen, I'm so tired to a point. I don't want spiritual power, because I believe if I get it, man, everyone's getting fucked up, man. Everything and everyone around me is getting fucked up. All this built-in frustration, tension, everything's getting fucked up. I don't want the spiritual power. But if I get it, hey, the water y'all about Shimon Shai. And the scriptures say that, to roughly paraphrase, if you get the spiritual power, don't rejoice in that. Rejoice that your name is written in the book of life. Rejoice, if anything, rejoice that you're one of the elect. Because it's going to be made known in that day. Yeah. The Lord's going to make it known. Who he was dealing with the whole time. But like I said, me personally, I've been to a point for a long time. I'm already aggravated, I'm already pre-aggravated. Because Lord willing, if I be one of those men, it's going to come with it, man. It's going to come with its responsibilities, man. And part of that is, all these women, and like I said, I'm not even talking about the men and the children that are going to come along with it. Just the women alone, the women in general, all the aggravation. I'm too hot. I'm too cold. I'm hungry. I want to. I'm already aggravated. I'm already fucking aggravated. I'm already aggravated. If I be one of those men, I'm already tired, man. Almost every other week, I got someone telling me, "Oh, you're growing a new gray hair," and it's like, God damn, because we're in a time where we're aging a lot faster. We're aging a lot quicker. So, brothers' wisdom hairs is kicking in a lot sooner. I promise, this is like every other week, every so often, man. People are telling me, hey, man, I see you, man. You stressed out. You got new hair. You got new gray. I was like, man, I don't want to hear that right now. I don't have time for that. It's just like, I'm just fucking tired, man. Fucking tired, man. But let me go ahead and play some more of this video. I'm gonna play a few more minutes.
On TDA, giving a quote green light to fire on or attack law enforcement. It says, as many of you know, we have TDA presence here in Chicago, so please be vigilant as you encounter these members or affiliates during your investigation and operational activities. All right, so they're warning that these groups that have been infiltrating the U.S. and they've been taking over, they've been recruiting people, okay? And this is a group primarily out of Venezuela, and Venezuela and Iran are very close allies, all right?
I just mentioned that earlier, which that's not a coincidence to me. Venezuela and Iran having close ties. That's not a coincidence to me.
Things are starting to add up now. And now these groups are giving the green light to openly attack law enforcement and disregard law enforcement in these big cities, right? They're essentially declaring war on them, and they're saying they're going to do whatever they want. They're giving the green light for them to do that in these major cities like Denver, Chicago, Albuquerque, New York, right? And with this green light, in Aurora, Colorado as well, just in the past few days, because we've had these disruptions in Venezuela with the voting. There's been a lot of civil unrest inside of Venezuela. Right when all that was happening a couple days ago in Aurora, Colorado, there was a major gang riot of this group in Aurora, Colorado just a couple days ago, where firearms were being blasted into the air, right? And there were thousands and thousands of people that took over this entire apartment complex, right? And people were shut down, and it took all night, and it was outside of a Target as well too. It was this apartment complex and a Target in Aurora, Colorado, and these things were vandalized, taken over, and they were openly displaying these signs for this group and these Venezuelan flags as well, right? So these things are already happening. They're already flexing their muscle and showing that they control certain areas. They essentially control Aurora, Colorado, and they're saying their main operating hub is out of Denver, right? And check this out. This is what a Border Patrol agent said as well. He spilled the beans on this, right? Completely spilled the beans. This is a Border Patrol agent at the San Diego sector. And he is warning that they have been overwhelmed, but they don't have access to criminal databases in other countries to properly vet these people coming in. It says one unidentified agent spoke to the outlet on the condition of being anonymous. He said, quote, knowing who these guys are, we have like no access to anything international. Like we really don't, and it kind of sucks. This is what the agent said.
Because, hey, Venezuela, like I mentioned, they have their ties are with they're with Iran more so, so they don't like sharing information with Babylon, that's funny.
Quote, I wanted to get into Border Patrol to protect us from terror, and he says it looks like, well, I'm probably letting these terror suspects into the country, right? That is what this Border Patrol agent said. He said he's letting them into the country. He said he wanted to protect the country from this, and this is why he got into Border Patrol, but he's saying he feels like he's just letting them in now. This is absolutely insane that we are completely vulnerable and wide open like this.
Yes, sir.
And they're even admitting it. They know what's going on, and everyone stands down from the top to the bottom. There's a stand down order for our country, for our border to be completely wide open, right? And now we're seeing the consequences of it. I'm telling you, this group has taken over Denver, Colorado, and especially Aurora. They're taking over hotels. They're taking over apartment complexes and just taking them over, okay? 1,000 people show up and start squatting and taking over the entire apartment complex and hotel, right? And just start going into rooms. This is what's happening right now. This is what happened the past few days in Aurora, Colorado, right? So these things are already happening. Now they're giving the, quote, green light to attack law enforcement and potentially other attacks inside our country as well, right? We already keep seeing disruption after disruption, and we could already be seeing attacks, cyber attacks. All these things are already happening on a consistent basis, right? We also have a explosion that happened in Michigan. Okay, so we had a F-16 fighter jet in Michigan.
All right, man. So that's pretty much the point, man. You can continue to watch the video. I do videos based off this guy from time to time because he does bring out information that can be, fact checked or whatever you call it. Because sometimes certain guys, they do videos out of, I'll say, just emotion, just because it's hearsay, But Patrick Humphrey, he seems to be legit for the most part. He brings out information that can be actually looked up and different sources of that nature. So, because he brings out other information, but the point has been pretty much been made. Matter of fact, let me get this in Jeremiah. Since I'm in Jeremiah 51, let me get this, because Babylon is being set up for the great fall, and that might be the title. Babylon is being set up for the great fall. And like I said, man, the Lord he's moving. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. When you read that Revelation 7, man, it talks about how the four winds being withheld, they're being held back. Because the Lord, that pressure is being built, man. That pressure in the pipes, it just builds, until eventually to the point where it overflows. And like the scriptures say, America is a seething pot. You ever have a pot of boiling water? It boils for so long to the point where eventually that shit just starts to spill over. It just spills over. America's at that point where this bitch is about to spill over. All right? America's about to spill over. This bitch is boiling. It's about to spill over. All right? But Jeremiah 51, verse 33. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. And Lord willing, sooner than soon. Hey, it's time to collect. It's time for Babylon to play. It's time for Babylon to pay up. All right, Babylon is ripe for the taking. All right, let me say that again. Babylon is ripe for the taking. All right. So I'm gonna end it off there. This was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully,